Fresno Clovis Marketplace. I hope y'all had a wonderful weekend and stayed healthy. I want to thank we got here Miss Baker, Cecilia. Look here, Mr. Johnny, Coach Johnny, Mr. Ransom, Mr. Freddie. Wait, I lost my track here. Moving Freddie Sherman, Miss Evelyn Phipps, Dave Colvert, and things keep moving. Mr. Harrison Mills, good to have you on here. Mr. Angela Chacon, man, Mr. Payon out of Japan, Marcia, Marvin, glad to have you guys on here. Miss Mary from Coalinga, my favorite mother-in-law, Luann. Glad to have everybody on here. There's a few others, and guys, we're going to get going tonight. We got something special for you. I know it's training night, and sometimes it's, you're banging your head against the wall trying to figure out, what people are looking for, what people need. And then we always revert back to what are we struggling with? What are we doing? Where are we going? And that seems to do the trick for us. So we're going to be talking about goals tonight. Guys, you're looking at it now. It's for the 14th tomorrow. Today's basically over. So we got 17 days left in the year? That's it. 17 days. 2021 is going to be upon us. And if we don't have our goals set, if we don't start setting ourselves up now to propel us into 2021, you're going to be sitting and trying to figure out how you can put yourself into momentum. And we all struggle with that. We all look like, what do we got to do? What do we got to, and this business is simple. It's not always easy, but it's simple. And with that being said, my wife's going to go over some numbers today that's going to show you how simple this is. We got some video for you, some other things. I hope you guys enjoy it. With that being said, I get to bring on my queen.
All right, you guys, good evening, everyone. I am super excited about, me, I'm a numbers person. So we're going to get down to numbers because I like to see, especially with like my husband was saying, we're hitting 2021 and it's always good to put everything in writing. Statistically, it proves the people who put it in writing, you have more of a chance of you hitting it plus propelling to whatever that goal is, at least getting further along than if you don't, right? So I'm going to share my screen here and then we're going to go through a couple of videos as well. So let me do this real quick. All right, so let's see. This is, all right. So can you, let me make this bigger for you.
Get a head nod from somebody. Can you see that, Miss Joyce? All right.
Let me see. How do I make it bigger, bigger, right here, the green. Okay. So a goal without a plan is just a wish. So this is a little fun right here, a little funny right here. So little girl drew a picture of her mom at work. The mother is actually selling snow shovels. So this is the importance of being specific with your goals, because if you could see that drawing, it may not look like her mom selling snow shovels, but that's what her mom is. So it is so important to be very, very specific with your goals. Okay, so I'm going to show a short little cute video that's kind of geared towards goal setting, and then we're going to go through some slides with you as far as what it would look like as an executive team leader, a regional director, and what the money would look like. Okay, so I'm going to get this started real quick here. All right, guys, I think that was super cute. Okay, so I'm gonna switch back to our slides here so we can go through these numbers together. All right, so here we go. All right, let me make sure. Actually, let's do this. Stop sharing and let me share again. Make sure I got the right one, which is right, the slides right here. All right, guys. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're gonna do some goals as an executive team leader position. So hopefully that should be where you are at or aspire to be if you're not already. And then I'm gonna draw out what it would look like as a regional director. So let's just imagine that if you can, because I wanted to do something realistic. I think we can all get 5 customers a month, right? So 5 new customers and a minimum, very minimum, because it has to be at least 10, but we'll just say 15 because in general, it's going to be definitely a lot more points, but we're going to be very conservative with this goal right here. So a minimum of 15 points. Say you have 30 personal points currently to make you executive team leader. And say you decide to go out and get 2 new numbers a week. So Mr. Thomas talks about 2 to 3, so let's just be very conservative. 2 new names and numbers at 5 days a week. What I would recommend, since a lot of people are homebound, they don't go out, they don't necessarily get new names and numbers. Here's an idea for you. Have a target list. So for example, I have here on here a target list. So like social media, maybe limit it to two ways, like say for instance, Facebook. So Facebook, I picked 5 people on Facebook that I'm going to reach out to. And then 5 people on Instagram that I'm going to reach out as well. So I'm going to have it visually in front of me at the beginning of every week of these people I am going to focus on, these 10 people I'm going to reach out to and connect with them, like their stuff, make comments, reach out, maybe send some private messages to find out more about them, not about business. All I'm going to do is focus about them and what they're all about. Okay. So this way you're staying focused. Because remember, if you're just all over the place and you're like, oh yeah, I got to reach out, but I don't know who to reach out to. So this is to make it more real and focus, laser focus. So create your target list if you want, you will have your existing social media people type of thing. So then at 10 new exposures, because that's going to be the goal at the end of the week or so of connecting and so forth, my goal is to send them a video, get them plugged into an event, that type of thing, right? So we'll just say conservatively with 10 exposures, 1 new IBO equates out of that. So that's a 1 out of 10 ratio. So at 4 weeks in a month, obviously that's going to be 4 new IBOs, and we'll just say at least just 3. We'll be conservative. Say only 3 get qualified, right? Because unfortunately, people can be unpredictable, right? In this scenario, if we do it this way, 3 new CQs at a $50 executive team leader bonus would be a $150 bonus for that week. Okay. Now, keep in mind 3, so 3. And then the goal would be to get at least 10 points, because to me, we should be getting everybody at least $200. 5 services, that's absolutely doable for the new person to get their $200 bonus, okay? So if you did that, 3 CQs with the minimum of 10 points each would be a total of 30. So that's week number 1, okay? So now week number 2. So again, get at least 3. So those 3 new IBOs, could you taproot and say, who do you know? Who do you know? So because the biggest thing is once you get somebody new in the business out of that new person, they're going to be excited and they're going to be more engaged because there's skin in the game. Okay. And that's one of the things I know some people say, what's the most important thing when you get a new IBO? Is it to get them qualified or is it to get them a new IBO? I mean, obviously we want to make them money, but here's the thing. If you get them a new IBO, if they're not qualified, you have a huge chance that they will get qualified. Why? Because they now have somebody they know that's in the business. Okay. So that's why I think it's just better in a sense to get a new contact out of them. Okay. So get at least 1 new IBO out of those 3 new IBOs. So you're going to taproot. Okay. So plus you're not going to stop getting your 10 contact lists every week. You're going to do this every week, 10 new people from your social media that you're going to connect with. You're going to add value. You're going to find it about them. So that would be 1 new IBO from your 10 personal contacts. So 3 of the taproot. So here we go, plus the 1 as a as an ETL. Remember, it's $50. So 4 CQs at a $50 bonus would be a total would be $200 bonus for week number 2. And again, those 4 CQs, you want to each get them at least 10 minimum points would be total 40 points. Okay, so this is going to duplicate out. If you duplicate, now we're going into week number 3. Same thing. You still have those 3 new IBOs from week number 2. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to taproot. Who can we talk to right now? And what I would recommend is, who are your Fab Five? Who are those people that if you got a flat tire today, who would be those people? Because it's usually one of those people that get started immediately. So their best friend, their uncle, somebody they really look up to, that type of thing. So get in contact with those people quickly, okay? So out of that, 3 new, plus your one, remember, you're not stopping your 10 new. So you're gonna get at least 1 new IBO. So here we go. 4 again, you're gonna get 4 new CQs, and at $50 ETL bonus would be again, another for the week of week 3, you'd be getting a $200 bonus. And then again, minimum 10 points per new CQ would be 40 points. So again, week 4 is exactly the same thing. Again, you're tap rooting those new 3 previous. And here's the thing, here's what's crazy. I'm not even looking at the previous new IBOs. I'm focusing on the newest IBOs for that week to get their first new IBO. So as far as week number 1, week number 2, week number 3, I'm not looking, because here's what's crazy. If they're engaged, if you get them a new IBO, they're probably going to get a second new IBO and a third one and a fourth and so on and so forth. But I'm being very conservative to just say, let's just get 1 new IBO out of the newest person. That's it. Okay. So again, 3 new IBOs, tap rooting, plus you're doing your 10 personal contacts. So at least 1 new IBO for that week. So now you're looking at, again, 4 CQs at a $50 bonus, $200 bonus for that week. So let's add this up. So let's see what this would look like. Okay, so total cabs for, as an executive team leader, you're looking at $750. Plus, if you get your 5 personal customer points that you're targeting, you're focusing in on, would be $200. Plus, the total would be $950 bonus as an executive team leader. Now, let's not forget all those personal points that you focused on, remember, which is just 10 points. All we focused was just 10 points per person. That would be total for that month, would be 150 team total points. So how long would it take you to be RD if you work just like that scenario? Again, that's very, very conservative with just 10 personal people that you were reaching out to a month. I mean, yeah, so a week, I'm sorry, a week. Okay, so here in this scenario, 150 team points at 4 months would be 600 team points. So 4 months, it would take you 4 months to hit regional director if you did just that scenario, which would be 10 new contacts a week. And statistics of 1 new IBO out of 10. And that's very, very conservative again, and that just duplicates out, okay? Plus, if you continue to get 5 new customers a month at 15 points total in a year, you'll be maxing at 20% personal residual income and over 200 personal points. In fact, me and my husband decided in July, we were gonna focus on what we can control. What could we control? We can control our own personal points. So in July, we got 6 personal points. In August, we got 6 personal points. In September, we fell short a little bit. We got 4. And that actually, we were trying for another one that ended up going into October. And that one was 1 for October. And November, we hit 5. So, you know, and since July, by just doing that alone, we accumulated personal points over 113 points since July. Just focusing on, let me just get 5 personal points for ourselves and get the $200 bonus, right? And we just did that with just us ourselves. So that just shows you that what you could do if you focused on that. So now let's talk about what if you doubled those efforts, because that's 10 new contacts a week is not hard to do. And that's you just sending messages, connecting with them. Like I said, don't make it all about business right away, because a lot of times you will scare them off, but make it about why would they do ACN? Find out about them, their family, their kids, their hobbies, occupation, that type of thing, what they enjoy doing. So now let's see what it would look like if you doubled. If you doubled your efforts as an executive team leader, again, still just getting 5 personal customers yourself a month, to try to get your $200 bonus, why not, right? And then, so instead of 10 personal, you would make a list of 20 new people that you can focus on as your target, where I'm gonna connect with these people off of social media. Maybe it's on Twitter, maybe it's on TikTok, where you can say, I don't know these people, but I'm gonna make a conscious effort. These 10 people on TikTok, I'm gonna reach out to them. I'm gonna send them messages. I'm gonna get to know more about them, who they are, right? So this is what you're doing, is you're building a relationship with them. So 20 new people. So now instead of just 2, you're looking at 4 is what you would be doing basically a week at a 5-day week. So, and then again, your target list, that's what you're gonna focus on. So then 20 new exposures would equal 2 new IBOs with a ratio of 1 out of 10. At 4 weeks in a month, you're looking at 8 new IBOs, but we'll just say only 7 got qualified, okay? So 7 new CQs at a $50 ETL bonus, you're looking at now for that week 1, okay, would be $350 bonus for that week number 1. Okay, again, with at least giving those 7 new CQs at least 10 points each, because again, our goal is to get them a paycheck. 5 services, that's easy to do, would be a $200 check that they would get. That's 70 points. Next, so let's look at what week 2 would look like. So instead of the 3, again, those 7 new CQs, we're gonna tap root, who do you know, and at least get we're gonna each get them a new IBO, right? So plus because you're not stopping yourself. See, here's the thing. Sometimes we focus on our team and we don't focus on ourselves, because people will, and it's true, we hear it all the time. Our team will always duplicate what we do. Okay, so it starts with us. So we can't stop personally recruiting. Okay, so if we're personally recruiting, we're still going to get at least 2 new IBOs. Okay, so then from your 10, remember again, we're going to get 20 new personal contacts that week, and we're going to get 2 of them out of it. Okay, so 7 new IBOs from that week. Okay, 7 new IBOs is going to be plus your 2, because 7 plus 2 is 9. That's going to be a $450 bonus for week number 2 as an executive team leader. Okay, so again, and then now we're all going to focus, at least get them 10 personal points. That's very, very doable. Again, I'm staying very, very conservative with these scenarios. So that'd be 90 points on week number 2 with your new IBOs. Week number 3, same exact thing, $450 ETL bonus with 9 new CQs. Okay. Now let's look what happens in week number 4. Same thing, but let's add it up. Let's see what that turns out to be. Okay, so as doubling your efforts as an executive team leader, instead of $750 bonus, you would make $1,700 bonus. Okay, and then you're still getting your 5 personal customers, right? So you're still going to get your $200. So you add that, and you would get, instead of $950 from getting just 10 new contacts a week, by doubling your efforts to go to 20 new basically exposures and contacts, you would be getting a total of $1,900 in bonuses as an executive team leader. Okay, now what about your points? Because remember, you just focused on only 10 points per new person. That's it. You're right there, you're looking at 340 team customer points in that month. So again, how long would it take you to RD if you did it that way, doubling your efforts? It would only take you 2 months. 2 months to hit regional director, just focusing on 20 new contacts a week. Like I said, I know if you think of it like, oh man, I got to get new names and numbers. And sometimes if you're staying home right now through social media, it's just go find new people that you can just connect with and ask about them. Okay, so plus again, if you continue, you're still going to max out your, you're going to get your 20% as well. 5 new customers a month at 15 would again hit that 20% that you're looking for as well. Okay, so now let's talk about what your that you're an RD, right? Because you guys are RDs now. So let's set some RD goals. Let's do the same scenario, but just as a regional director, as far as 10 new contacts and just getting 1 new person a week. Okay, so again, don't stop, because we're regional directors and we're like at personal points. We have 224 personal points. We're not stopping getting personal customers. So we're going to keep trying to get 5 new, because we're going to just keep doing this, because that's what we should be doing. We don't stop doing what we need to do, right? So 10 new, but you should have 200. Honestly, as regional director, we should hit, and we do. Okay, so 10 new numbers which is only two a day, 5 days a week, right? That's your target. A ratio 1 out of 10 new IBO getting started at 4 weeks is 4 new IBOs. Let's just say only 3 got qualified. 3 new, so now we got 3 new CQs. Okay, now we're hitting week number 1. What does this look like? As a regional director, those are your personal recruits. That would be a $200 RD bonus. That would be a $600 bonus check for week number 1. Now, again, what are we going to do? Try to get them a $200 check, which is what? 10 points per new CQ, which 3 new CQs would be 30 total points on your team for week number 1. What about week number 2? Well, same thing. Again, we're going to tap root those 3 new IBOs. And we're going to say, who do you know? You're going to try to get their first, you're going to get their first new IBO out of their contacts. And so, plus you're not stopping your 10 list. You're still going to be personally recruiting yourself, right? So out of that, you're going to get 1 new person for yourself, and you're working with those 3, and you're going to also get them. So that's going to be a total of 4. So 1 new personal is $200 as a regional director, and then downline, since it's not your personal recruit, it's somebody in your downline, you would, if it's open line, we'll just say it's not open line, so somebody say as an ETL, you would get $150, okay? So we're gonna be conservative. Everything's very, very conservative here. So if they're right there, same thing, week number 3, same exact scenario. So you're gonna work with those 3 new IBOs from week number 2, get their 3, at least 1 person each. That's it. Again, very, very conservative. And then you have your 10 list personal. You're going to get at least 1 person yourself. So again, that's 4 new CQs. You get $200 max for your personal, and you get $150 for the downline. Okay, that's $450. Same thing with week 4. So now let's look at the total, what that would look like as a regional director. Your total cabs in this scenario as a regional director would be $2,550. Plus you get your $200 because remember, you're getting your 5 personal customers every single month. So that would be a $2,750 cab bonus as a regional director working so part-time, because that's only 10 new contacts a week. That's it, 10 new contacts a week. So your total team points would be 150 new customer team. This is for the month. So how long would it take you to be regional vice president if you work this so part-time? Let's see, 150 team points times 19 months, which is a year and 7 months, would be 2,850, plus you have your 200 personal points. So you'd be over 3,000, which you need to hit. You have to have at least 3,000 to be regional vice president. So it'd take you less than 2 years, actually almost a little like a year and a half, a little over a year and a half to hit regional vice president, just having 10 new contacts a week and getting 1 new person a week. That's it. Now, what if we double those efforts? This is going to shock you. This is incredible. So as a regional director, if you did the same thing, 5 new personal customers a month, that's so doable, right? And instead of getting 20 or 10 new numbers, you went for 20. And then with the ratio of 1 out of 10, you're going to end up with 2 new IBOs. Times 4 is 8. But let's just say only 7 get qualified. Okay. So if only 7 get qualified, those are your personal recruits. So you get $200. You're looking at a $1,400 bonus for week number 1 as a regional director. Again, you're getting 70 points because you're getting 10 points per new IBO. Week number 2, what are we going to do? Remember those new 7 IBOs? What are we going to do? We're going to get at least 1 new contact out of them, 1 new CQ out of them, okay? To keep them, the previous IBOs skin in the game, to keep them engaged, to keep them excited, right? So out of that, and then you're still personally recruiting, you're going to get your 20 personal contacts exposures, and you're going to get at least 2 new IBOs out of that, right? So in that scenario, you're looking at $400 because you get 200 per person for yourself, and you'll get at least 1,050 because you're going to get a $150 bonus as a regional director if they're your downline, okay? So that's the same thing in week number 3, week number 4. So let's look at the total now. As a regional director, at 20 new exposures and at least 2 new contacts per week, you're looking at a total of $5,750 in bonus money. Plus you get your $200 because again, you got 5 new customers for the month. You total that out. That's $5,950 just in bonus. Can I just tell you guys, this isn't even residual. I'm not even covering residual here. So you can imagine with residual for your personal, because again, you guys are hitting 20%, not to mention your team, all that you're going to be getting to 5 levels. You're going to be able to get paid 4% overrides on all your team. This is just bonus money. The upfront money that's basically going to probably allow you to quit your job if you choose to. You know, so your total team points in this scenario for the month would be 340. So again, how long would it take you to hit regional vice president at this point in time? It would take you 9 months. That's less than a year, because 340 at 9 months would be over 3,060 points. That's a 9-month regional vice president. Has it been done? Yeah, absolutely. It has been done. Can it be done? Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to play real quick. I'm going to stop here. So I hope you guys understand the power of just 10 a week, just 10 a week, just 20 a week. But here's the thing. If you don't have it written out, if you don't have it in front of you, you don't have who you're going to target, who you're going to focus on, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to be like, who do I talk to? Oh, this person's new. And you're going to lose track of people. So it is so important that you have those people you're going to be focusing on. You know, whether it's new names and numbers, if you're going out there getting new names and numbers and you're doing that and you're reaching out to them, or you're focusing on social media contacts and building rapport with them, building, you know, a relationship with them. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to play one last video here and then we're going to be done. So let's do this. And let me play this. And this one. All right, so let's play this real quick.
Just for a moment, let's play a game. Let's pretend that your telephone rings tomorrow morning. And the voice on the other end says, John, I've got some marvelous news for you. We've just won a trip to Acapulco. There are going to be 4 of us that can go. There are only 2 of us, my wife and myself. We leave at exactly 8:45. We're going to stay on the beach 4 days. We will live in a millionaire's villa. We will have everything at our beck and call. We will live the life of luxury for 4 full days. Now remember, John, we leave tomorrow morning at 8:45. My only question is, can you be ready to go at 8:45? May I see the hands of those who could, in fact, respond and say, yes, I could go. Just for a moment, let's continue the game by saying, you got the telephone call, you accept it, then all of a sudden it dawns on you, hey, I've got some things to do. As a matter of fact, I've got to do this and this and this and this and this. And as a matter of fact, you turn to your wife and say, honey, I just don't know whether or not we can make it or not. She says, now hold the phone, John. She whips out a sheet of paper. She says, now what's the first thing we got to do? What's the second thing? What's the third thing? What's the fourth thing? What's the fifth thing? How many of you, honest to goodness, believe that during the next 24 hours, you could get more done than you normally get accomplished in 3, 4, 5, 6 days? Would you hold up your hands, please? Here's my question, please. Why don't you go to Acapulco tomorrow? Every day of your life. Why don't you, in your own mind, say, tomorrow I go to Acapulco if I get this done today? Do you realize that if you were to do that and schedule it and lay it out, that it would be just a matter of weeks before you could, in fact, go to Acapulco at any time that you wanted to, or anywhere else? Are goals necessary? I'm going to say emphatically yes. Can you imagine the chairman of the board, General Motors, and somebody comes to him and says, how did you get to be chairman of the board, General Motors? Do you really believe he said, well, I just showed up for it. They started promoting, and first thing, here you know, here I am, chairman of the board, General Motors. No, I think you know that that is not the way that it happened. But what about you? Are you a wandering generality, or are you a meaningful, specific? People today complain of lack of time. It's not lack of time that's the problem, it's the lack of direction.
All right. With that being said, we are done. Did you want to close it out? Go ahead and close it out.
Guys, hopefully you guys see the importance of setting goals and how simple this business was when she explained it out in the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. So knowing that, here's the question: you got two choices here. You got two choices: is to set your goals and go after your goals, because the only other choice that you have that's not really your choice is when you wake up and God's whispering in your ear, Chris, Rose, it's time to come home. And everything we thought we had time for is gone.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.